Once again, welcome to Movie in a Minute. The Untouchables, a 2011 biographical comedy drama film, is what I'll be showing you today. Beware of spoilers. Take caution and be cautious. Driss is chauffeuring his boss Philippe through Paris one late night. Starts driving very when standing in line for traffic becomes too monotonous. Driss exceeds the posted limit and quickly while dodging other vehicles and disregarding traffic signs. The police start to pursue him as a result, and Driss wagers €100 that he can escape with them. However, after driving beneath a bridge, the police finally catch up with him by ambushing them from both sides. However, Driss doesn't appear overly concerned, and this time he stakes €200 on his ability to secure them an escort. He starts acting up when the police force him out of the car, acting irritated and claiming them he was driving Philippe to the hospital because he couldn't move. When the officers approach Philippe, they witness him convulsing, which is also an act, and they also discover the wheelchair inside the truck as evidence. Police excuse Driss for exceeding the speed restriction because of the emergency and provide themselves as escorts on his way to the hospital. Driss plays September by Earth, Wind and Fire to celebrate winning the wager, and as soon as the police have left and they are at their destination, he shares a cigarette with Philippe. Driss assures them he will take care of it and takes them away just in time for the hospital staff to miss them. This friendship has been going on for a while. Interviews are being conducted by Philippe and his assistant Magali to find a new caregiver for him. But things aren't going well because all of the candidates have very generic or odd responses to the interview questions. However, they are startled when Driss barges in, disregarding the fact that it isn't quite his turn yet, because he only needs some paperwork signed stating that they won't hire him so he can receive unemployment benefits. Although he is frank and a little impolite, even making advances toward Magali, Philippe finds him funny and invites him to return the next day to pick up his completed documents. Driss returns to his modest home in the neighborhood and tries to take a bath as his younger siblings bother him. He only succeeds in finishing in time thanks to his older sister Mina, who is more responsible. He sees his brother Adama getting out of a strange automobile as he waits for his mother to arrive via the window. Driss is even more certain that the child is up to no good when he enters the flat and just states that he was at school before taking his bag, and leaving once more. When his mother shows up later that day, he gives her a Faberge egg that he had stolen and responds to her inquiry by saying he had been on vacation. However, she is not delighted to see him because he went missing for 6 months and didn't call, and now he has popped out of nowhere as if her house were a hotel. She throws him out and warns him not to return because she is so fed up with all of his lies and she has other kids to take care of. Driss spends the evening socializing with some neighbors while smoking and eating some goodies. The housekeeper, Yvonne, meets Driss when he returns to Philippe's residence the following day to pick up his paperwork. She gives him a tour of the property and describes Philippe's daily routine while also showing him the room with his own bathroom that he would be given. Before being brought to visit Philippe, who not only gives the signed piece of paper but also a job opportunity, Driss can't help but stare at the bathtub. Philippe offers Driss a bet that he won't last more than 2 weeks after he accepts the 1-month trial. Having brought his belongings to his room, Driss is instructed on how to care for Philippe. He has to learn how to put him in the wheelchair, keep his legs active, and assist him with bathing and getting dressed. Things become unpleasant when Driss learns that he must put on some high stockings and even clean his butt after Philippe uses the restroom. But despite his protests and vows to refuse, he eventually accepts those duties as part of his employment. Later that night, when he's munching on a snack on the roof, Philippe's daughter Eliza and her boyfriend Bastien, who are looking for a private place to make out, interrupt him and demand that he share his drink. He then kicks them both out. Even though he first makes some mistakes that he learns from, such handing Philippe the phone instead of placing it on his ear or forgetting the baby monitor while taking a bath, Driss rapidly adjusts to Philippe's daily schedule. The majority of the letters he opens for Philippe, but there are a number of private ones he isn't permitted to look at. he also learns to sort his mail into distinct folders. In contrast to Philippe's advice, he chooses to make a file just for advertisements for female escorts after finding one. In this new chapter of life, Driss ensures that there's a balance between work and leisure. Despite his unsuccessful attempts to woo Magali and occasional arrangements with escorts, he manages to have a good time. One morning, Yvonne discovers dangerous weapons in Driss' bag but chooses not to address the matter immediately. Driss's task for the day is to transport Philippe, but instead of treating him like cargo, he opts for a luxurious car that is rarely used. Initially skeptical, Philippe becomes excited about the idea of a faster and more enjoyable ride, although Yvonne disapproves. While leaving the building, they encounter a neighbor parked in their entrance, disregarding the forbidden sign. Driss takes immediate action, confronting the neighbor and persuading him to move the car by forcefully grabbing his shirt. Philippe admires Driss's assertiveness, but Yvonne expresses her disapproval once again. They visit a museum where Philippe intends to purchase a piece of artwork that Driss deems unworthy due to its simplistic design. Later, Philippe meets with a relative who expresses concerns about Driss's potential for violence. It is also revealed that Driss has a criminal record. However, Philippe values Driss for treating him normally and engaging in light-hearted banter, disregarding his past. After another failed attempt at wooing Magali, Driss has dinner with Yvonne in the kitchen while Philippe dictates a letter to Magali. Yvonne discreetly turns off the baby monitor to explain that Philippe has been exchanging letters with a woman named Eleanor, with whom he has a purely epistolary relationship. Meanwhile, Driss playfully teases Yvonne about the gardener's interest in her. As Driss tries to sleep, he hears unsettling sounds coming from the baby monitor. Philippe is struggling to breathe. Driss rushes to his room and helps him through the episode with comforting words and a wet cloth. After Philippe falls asleep, he wakes up again, craving fresh air. Without hesitation, Driss takes Philippe outside in his wheelchair, blankets him, and takes him for a nighttime stroll by the river. Philippe, feeling more at ease, explains that medication can only do so much and shares his experience with phantom pain. During their walk, Philippe admits his inability to physically pleasure a woman due to his condition, but reveals that he derives satisfaction from having his ears massaged because they are sensitive. To alleviate Philippe's phantom pain, Driss offers him a joint, which Philippe initially doubts but eventually enjoys. They proceed to a restaurant where they share a meal, laugh, and bond further. Philippe opens up about his past, recounting how he met his wife, their struggles with infertility and her terminal illness, and their decision to adopt Eliza. Philippe also shares his love for competitions, extreme sports, and speed, and how a paragliding accident resulted in his quadriplegia. He believes that his true handicap is living without his wife. After light-hearted moments and Philippe realizing that Driss has successfully completed his trial period, he officially hires Driss. However, as a first task, Philippe asks him to retrieve the Feyberg egg that he stole, as it holds sentimental value, each egg symbolizing a year of their relationship. Driss agrees and embarks on his mission. The next day, Driss encounters Mina, who expresses slight offense at his lack of response to her messages, except when asking her to search for the egg. She also informs him about police calls to their home. Driss later meets Adama, who confesses to being found with drugs. Driss offers to take him to lunch, but Adama declines and leaves in the suspicious car. Driss is present during Philippe's dictation,